Hi guys, my name is Vatsal Ledia and I'm a November 2019 qualified chartered accountant. I scored 97.92% in CAT and have recently converted IIM Kozhikode's PGP program 21-23. I have scored 95.8% in 10th, 92 in 12th and 77% in graduation. I appeared for two MBA exams, namely CAT and XAT. The only difference being the decision making instead of DILR section in XAT, which is a make or break section. And for CAT, I took around 5 to 6 months to slog hard to prepare for CAT and managing my work ex, and I was able to score a decent percent on D-Day. So why MBA after CA is, as I told you, MBA was something which I had pretty much decided during my childhood because I was quite inclined towards the aspects of business, and CA gave me a broad horizon to learn into different aspects of audit, costing, etc. But to explore various opportunities during my work ex, I learned that an MBA degree would be great enough to help me get into different roles and explore different areas, and also understand that how a marketing of a product goes and how the sustainability happens in a product, and the supply chain management, etc. So I started my preparation journey from around mid-April, where I usually had my focus on quants. I used to watch lectures on a daily basis for around 2 to 3 hours and made sure that I get some enough time to practice the sums of the topics which I have looked into the lectures at. So on the other hand, I had to make a strategy for 3 different strategies for all the 3 subjects. So the top one being VARC. At that point of time, I understood that comprehensions are a thing which I need to. If I crack the comprehensions, I will be able to score a decent percentile in VARC. And so I didn't much focus on the reading habits since I already had a good reading speed. And I just focused on solving more and more comprehensions and understanding how I will be able to analyze the questions and comprehend the comprehension in the given time limit. Because most of the times, even while reading, you don't have the willpower or the energy to comprehend the things which we are already reading. So it is much more important to comprehend the passage and then answer the questions, because it's not worth it if you just read the comprehension a minute or two but you are not able to analyze and understand the questions which are being asked. For DLR, I went on to practicing different type of sets. There are various number of sets and different types of sets in DLR, and to try and access all of that, there are various number of YouTube videos, and people and teachers are really trying hard to help us understand the different concepts which are there. So only the important thing which I like to suggest is, like, my only strategy was to practice more and different number of sets and try and make sure that if I have solved maximum number of sets which are being covered by the mentors who are teaching us, so try and repeating once them again, solving them and at least eliminating one of the steps which have been used in the previous attempt. So if you try and reduce at least 2 steps, you can save a minute at least for the questions which you are solving, and this really helps over a period of time where you can solve a easy set in around 5-6 minutes. And so maybe in a 2-hour CAT paper, you can easily solve around 3 sets, which can bag you a good percentile in DILR. For quants, I would really like to say that there is a definite need of making a quant formula sheet, and there are various formula sheets available online too. But if you prepare one of your own and if you have written that, it will be really helpful for you to remember and revise the formulas later in your study journey. But if you practice regularly, if you have that good mental calculation, which there are books which can help you given the situation, like mental calculation really helps. You cannot use the calculator always in a CAT exam. So having good mental calculation skills is also a boon. So make sure that you practice hard for mental calculations and do good amount of working on the areas of which topics you have as your strengths, which even you have as your weakness, threats, and try to minimize your threats, because the better the vast the experience you have over all the topics, at least you'll be able to solve the section the slot A and slot B sums for a quant section. So yeah, times have been tough. Even as I qualified chartered accountancy, the job market was really in a bad shape. There were more layoffs than the recruits, but that really gets you low for a certain point of time. But it really helped me, and it came as a boon in disguise, because it helped me understand where I want to pursue my career going ahead in life, and around short-term goals, what should be my short-term goals. And at that point of time, I realized that MBAs or preparing for CAT is a perfect time over here. and I really need to understand what importance an MBA degree brings me to my career and how long impactful it will have on my journey going ahead. So the various skills which I want to endorse at that point of time, they will only be possible if I could get into grade B school in the coming year. And the COVID will actually help me manage my work experience along with the studies, and it has helped many other people too who are our fraternity or who are just commerce graduation, because you get that leniency of time. And but just one thing which was very hard at the very beginning was learning in a virtual environment. There is a particular syllabus which generally, if you enroll for classes, you do get it. And also, if you don't enroll for classes, you can have your own online YouTube videos. There are plenty of professors sharing tips and tricks and showing each and every process, each and every chapter, discussing them daily in detail, and providing online quizzes where you can answer. So there are certain number of topics which are really important, at least in quants. VRC doesn't have such a close syllabus, but as we know, there are comprehensions, around 4 to 5 comprehensions. Then there is odd man out as of now, para jumbles, para summaries, and some of the bit changes, but this is something which has been consistent. You can practice them on a daily basis. DLR has no concise syllabus as such. There are certain type of sets which usually appear in exams. There are graph questions which usually appear, but even if you can see that in slot 220 CAT 2020 there were no graphs as such. So it was a calculator DI set and other were LR sets. So there is no consistent method over here, but yeah, you can focus more on the sets which have been appearing in the exams and practice them on a regular basis. At least watch some videos and try to solve the questions in the method which you feel you are best at. For quants, there are specifically chapters named. So there are 4 different modules, which is arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and 4th one being permutation, combination, and numbers. So generally there are the different questions which you will see in a CAT paper usually belongs to all this 4 topics, and this are further divided into subtopics, where arithmetic is something where any engineer or non-engineer can score, because these are the sums where you just have to apply some logic and these sums you are able to crack them in 1.5 minutes, and they will, if you have a good command over arithmetic, you will really score good in CAT quants. Algebra on the other hand has to do with equation, linear, quadratic, and there are many functions which come into place. So for this has been something which we haven't learned for around 4 to 5 years, at least after your 12th exam. I'm talking about the commerce students. So you need to have some practice, you need to have some knowledge of the graphs and functions over there, which you will if you enroll for classes or even during self-study. There are many professors showing different solutions on the YouTube as well as other sites. Geometry is something, it really depends on you. If you love geometry, if you can see the figures and crack out solutions, the questions can be solved in half a minute or so. But if you really go into the theorems, etc., and applying them, it really takes around 2.5 to 3 minutes to solve a normal grade B sum. So it really depends upon you how keen you are to solve that subject, how much love you are in geometry and shapes, and if you have an eye for that shortcuts and short tricks. And PNC and numbers is something which usually people are averse of, because there are a lot of things going on there, and even you need to have a good vocabulary, and I can say comprehend the questions very much, because even missing out a single word over there could actually give you different results for the same question. First is the preparation journey, which takes around 3 to 4 months, but remember that I had made this mistake actually, that while I was focusing more on the fundamentals and the concepts, I really didn't know that we have to appear for mocks on a daily basis. So right now when I suggest my peers, I advise them who come to me, I tell them that at least from the month of April, May, June, at least go for 1 mock every week, and just don't look at the scores as of now, because you haven't covered all the syllabus and you don't know what different sets lie ahead in front of you. But at least try and give a mock at least a week. I made a plenty of mistakes, because at the very first thing, this was my first CAT attempt, so I didn't know how to maintain my calm and composure, and I was in a total mess when I started, and I saw that these are just 3 subjects, but I was not aware of how deep we have to study in each of subjects and how many hours we have to work hard. So I was pretty much chilled at the very start of my studies, where actually right now I think that I should have slogged much more at the very beginning, because then because at the end of the day you have to slog for that certain number of hours, otherwise you won't be able to make it. So I procrastinated my efforts for the later half of the CAT preparation journey. And I missed on my mocks. At least for the first 3 months I was very averse of giving mocks, because when I used to see my results I used to feel a bit more low. So please give mocks on a good consistent basis and increase the mocks, and don't feel bad whatever the scores are. Be confident and maintain your calm and composure. So third thing, try to manage your work schedule. Don't bring your emotions into the studies. So if you had a bad day, please make sure you don't get that stress and you don't have that backlog at the end of the day. Try to maximize your output into the studies. Even while traveling, if you find time to study, go through some quizzes. I really feel that was one of the things which suited me. As I told you, VRC, maximizing my attempts with a decent accuracy. In DLR, choosing the right sets, which are not right for everyone but right for me, according to the strengths which I have witnessed during my mock papers. And choosing that set is very important. Because it will help you understand how to go forward into the con section too. Because if you have that calm, if you have that mental strength, and you are happy that you have confidently solved at least 3 sets and you will be getting a decent percent in DLR, you go very motivated into the con section, which is actually important, because you get mentally tired if it's a 3-hour paper, and that's not the case with a 2-hour paper, but usually with a 3-hour paper you get exhausted. So you have to build that stamina too and make your mind fresh to solve around 20-25 questions of cons. So one of the simple strategies for quant was ABC strategy, where the round A was just picking up the questions which were purely easy and logic based and could have been solved just by looking at the question, or around 30 seconds to 1 minute. Round B consists of around 1.5 minutes, where you have to write down on paper and do things. And round C was left to the last time. If I could solve at least a couple or 3 questions of round 3, it would have been helped me getting much more better percentile. But apart from all these strategies, like this strategy you are going to hear from every other CAT aspirant to 2020 who have nailed the CAT. I want you to firstly draw major importance on the trick of choosing questions. So if you master that trick, you usually reduce your time by around overall paper of around 10 minutes, avoiding yourself from making some mistakes, and it will actually help you. That 10 minutes will actually help you be calm and composed in selecting the right questions which you want to attempt, and selecting the right battles which you know you are going to win. There are just 3 sections, so I really don't think so they were toughest and easiest. But if you ask me as per my liking, I like VRC a lot. I write reading articles, and I myself am into the hobby of writing, so it really helped me, and I have a knack of finding new words. I really like it. So if you really want to nail VRC, read comprehensions and try to figure out things, try to analyze the comprehensions, comprehend it in a better way, and make sure at the end of the day, at least out of 4 or 5 questions, you get 3 right, and you are able to leave the other 2 and not attempt, because that itself will save you 2 marks. So for my easy VRC section, I went on to solving a good number of passages. For DLR, a daily dose of 2 sets of DLR sets is needed, and for cons, I prepared my cons formula sheet, concept sheet, whatever you can call, and made sure that I solve n number of questions. I jump into every question which is posted on the Telegram groups of the classes you are there, and discuss even at late nights whenever you get a chance. For easy methods, form a group of 3 to 4 people of your caliber and the caliber more than you, so that you can understand where you lack, and you can bring down that kind of skills, whether it is mental skills, whether it is the analytical skills, whichever is needed. One of the best questions thrown at me, because I thought I did things differently, and that eventually helped me out. As I mentioned, I studied till the very last moment. I even revised the formulas some time before CAT, and actually helped me, because there was one of the questions where I had in fact forgot the formula a day before, but because of which it came in front of me during the morning time. Since my slot number was 2, I had that time of morning which is required for me to just go through the formulas and concept. It really helped me, and that one question, straight away question, I was able to attempt. Otherwise it could have cost me 3 more marks, and maybe my percentage could have been affected. The DD strategy is just focus. Don't talk with anyone. If you have slot 2 and slot 3, don't talk with the guys who have given CAT. Just talk with them and ask if there are any new type of questions coming in exam. Otherwise, if there's the same paper pattern, just don't ask how hard it was, how difficult it was. Just be prepared, focus 2 hours on the computer screen and nothing else. You have to be blunt. If someone else is disturbing you, you have to complain to the authorities. If they can give you fair amount of buffer time where you will be able to adjust, and make sure that there are no glitches in the computer which is in front of you. Also, one of the things which helped me was I had the habit of solving DLR sets with two colored pens, which eventually helped me out to solve the sets easily. So in some centers they can use two color pens and some centers are not. So even before you make that it's a habit, just make sure you try doing it with one pen. And if you are lucky enough, you can get that on the day of center, that if you are able to use a two color pen which is black and blue, try using it. And the DD strategy, everything all sums up is become calm and composed. Whatever cat throws at you, you have to react very well. As they say that it's 10% of what life throws at you and 90% of how you react. You have to react very accurately and very precisely, because that one cat attempt is probably going to sum up the next 1 year for you. Don't have that anxiety. It's good to have that at the very beginning. Don't be pressurized. It completely depends upon you. As I told you, I like to be a bit underconfident. If you feel that you cannot have that bit of confidence, you have to be overconfident. It completely depends upon you. But main thing is remain calm and composed. Even if you don't solve good number of questions in any section, probably the other guy sitting beside you is solving less than you. So don't get frustrated and treat each section as its own, and make sure you ace each and every section. And even if you don't, you will get a way more better result than you get in mocks usually. So try being lucky that day, and if you have put in efforts, you are going to succeed.